Hey dear, Zimzi here, and I am back from the dead. I've emerged from my coffin in time for spooky season because I read some amazing Gothic books recently and I just want to gush about them. But before I get into the books, I do want to show off my brand new Shoujo Pelecanus figure because she so fits the Gothic aesthetic. She has like a little skeleton candlestick, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but her body is translucent and you can see like her heart and her ribs and skeleton inside, and that is so freaking cool. She's like the perfect blend of creepy and pretty, and basically like if I had a VTuber or like a channel mascot, I would want it to be this, and yeah, I'm just in love with her. Alright, starting with our first book, and that is Belladonna by Adalyn Grace, and this book follows Signa Farrow, who is an orphan whose guardians have all died under mysterious circumstances. However, she seems to be immune from death and she can talk to the dead. So when she arrives to her last living relative's manor, a ghost there warns her that there's murder afoot, and it's not accidental circumstances that her relatives are dying under. So she tries to solve this mystery before her last living relatives die, and she reluctantly teams up with Death himself to solve this mystery. I'm going to be honest here because I tried to be absolutely honest with my reviews so the right people can find the right books and they can know what they're getting into. But for me, I actually did not enjoy the murder mystery aspect. For me, I felt like characters were way too forthcoming, like they were trauma dumping on Signa when they barely knew her, and everyone's kind of suspicious that there might be a murderer. So for me, the relationships and characters didn't feel believable with how transparent they were. So for me, yeah, not so much on the mystery part. Okay, the aspect that I did really enjoy and that made the book for me was the relationship between Death and Signa, and of course Death himself as a character. He's kind of this more sympathetic Grim Reaper who has this difficult duty, and he's lonely, and he's kind of intrigued by Signa because she can't seem to die, and Signa kind of resents him because she believes that he's like intentionally killing everyone around her when he himself doesn't know like offhand what are people's cause of death. But the two of them have this slow burn, well-developed relationship throughout the book where they slowly start to get this mutual respect and kind of mutual kinship with one another. And just FYI, for this book, this is a duology, so we will get more down the road. I feel like it's setting up for, I don't know what the next plot will be, but there's gonna be more of them. Alright, next we have a sci-fi gothic novella called Leech by Hiron Ennes, and this one is really super interesting. It's about a symbiotic parasite who is a physician, and they are trying to investigate how their former body died. There appears to be this more destructive parasite who is killing humans' bodies, and in this world, like, there's the Institute, and the Institute is comprised of this hive mind of parasites who need human bodies to survive, and they formed this kind of beneficial relationship with humans where they provide like medical stuff and help people in return for some bodies being donated to them. However, there appears to be this not so harmonious new parasite species that our narrator is trying to track down. And this book was so up my alley. It almost reminded me of The Thing when like we have this really snowy atmosphere going on at the chateau, and two, there's this degree of paranoia where you don't know who might be infected by this new species of parasite. So that was great. And also, it was really fascinating to be in the head of the narrator, who's non-human, and they're very analytical. They are a scientist, and it felt very believable because the author themselves is a medical student who like specializes in like infectious diseases and pathology and stuff. So there's a lot of medical jargon and like them trying to investigate what was going on. It has so much like medical horror. Yeah, easily, hands down, it's in my top 3 new horror releases of this year, and I strongly recommend it if you like books like The Bone Orchard or Frankenstein, where it has that gothic, steampunky, sci-fi thing going on. Yeah, I just absolutely loved it. Okay, last but not least, we have The House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson, and this one centers around Marion, who is impoverished and lives with her abusive brother. So when she sees an ad that's advertising for a blood maid, she decides to seize the opportunity, and when she travels to the manor, she finds a molar in her predecessor's room that she inherited, and she begins to discover slowly that something more sinister is taking place there. And this one wasn't vampires like I was expecting, and that's not bad. It was a new spin. These are like wealthy nobles who like hire blood maids and drink their blood because they believe that their blood has like restorative properties to keep them living longer and younger longer. And in fact, it kind of reminded me of a real-life serial killer called Elizabeth Bathory, who's one of the first female serial killers. And the main countess character at the manor, she reminds me so much of Lady D. She's tall and sophisticated, and she's a little bit of a dommy mommy. And I just absolutely loved that. I think if I were to kind of nitpick though, the one aspect of the book I did not like was that I felt like the other blood maids felt a little bit more one-dimensional. I felt like they were there just to be catty and cause conflict. And I wish they had their own like backgrounds and motivations as well. Yeah, I would have liked that. The ending was still a roller coaster though, and I could not put this book down. So if you like vampire-ish like books, I strongly recommend this one. Alright, those are the 3 Gothic books that I've read recently, and if you have any recommendations for other Gothic books, or if you've read any good books lately, let me know down in the comments below. And I have so many things planned. Like, I want to get back into making videos because I had some health issues, but I'm feeling better now. I'm feeling in a better physical and mental place. And I really want to do a review for Hellraiser, yes! And for the Chainsaw Man anime next month when it comes out. There's so many things. For me, October is the season to be jolly, so I hope to put out more videos then. So keep your eyes peeled. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.